In the beginning of the 21st century, human evolution is at a turning point. Based on natural selection, scientists predict that the future will be full of smart people and advanced technology. However, humans soon prove the theory wrong. Since they're on top of the food chain, they don't need to continue evolving, so they get lazy and dumber every day. The smart rich people think a lot before having children since it's such a big decision, but they end up waiting so much that they die without having any heirs. On the other hand, dumb poor people keep on multiplying like bunnies and make more dumb kids that in the future have even dumber babies. In 2005, in a military base in Washington, D.C., Army librarian Joe is watching TV during a shift. Suddenly he's approached by his senior, who announces Joe is getting replaced because he's been chosen for a very secret project. Joe protests because his plan has always been to retire as a librarian since it's an easy and calm job. However, the orders come from the higher-ups and he can't refuse. Meanwhile, the higher-ups are discussing the chosen people for the secret project. Their science team has invented human hibernation pods so they can preserve their finest men and revive them in times of need. First they need to test them, so Joe was chosen because he's the most average man in the military and has no family. They also need a woman, but since the army doesn't have any, the colonel has chosen a naughty worker named Rita, who often entertains private army parties. The army will be paying her hustler upgrade and Rita's crime history will be cleaned. The first test will leave Joe and Rita asleep for 1 year and is highly classified, meaning nobody else knows about this. The next day, Joe and Rita are together in a waiting room for a medical check. Joe chats with Rita, who pretends to be a painter when Joe asks about her life. When the scientist puts them in the hibernation pods, they're given IVs and Rita freaks out. Joe calms her down and asks her to trust the army. When Rita accidentally mentions upgrade, she pretends that's her boyfriend and Joe thinks it's a Dutch name, still not seeing all the suspicious holes in her story. Then the scientists put them to sleep and close the pods, locking the lab door when they leave. Soon the colonel and upgrade get arrested because of their involvement with illegal substances and dirty workers. This scandal causes the base to be closed and the building demolished, so the pods are left forgotten under all the debris. While Joe and Rita